Welcome to today's body weight movement series. My name is Emma. All the equipment that you need is listed in the caption below, which is really just your body. And then as well as the circuit is listed below. Today we'll be focusing in on quads, hamstrings, triceps, upper back, and core. We're actually going to go ahead and get started in a child's pose or a position of comfort for you where we can spend a moment connecting to our breath. And we're going to let go of anything that came before, anything that's going to come after, and really just drop into body in the here and now, giving yourself permission to focus in on you and your body and your needs. We'll think about our breath as it enters into our rib cage. Inhaling, feeling the expansion of the ribs. Exhaling, nice, long, steady, and a little bit longer than your inhale, and feeling the full collapse of the ribs. Right now we're focusing on what's called our 360 breath, really warming up the diaphragm, which is important in our pelvic floor health. Good. We'll come up to a seated position in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll come up into a seated position, crisscrossing your legs, placing your left hand down on the ground, right hand behind your head. We'll go ahead and rotate, trying to connect your elbows together, and then rotating up. Inhaling or exhaling in a rhythm that feels right for you. There's no secret sauce there. It's just what feels good for your body in this moment. Feels so good to warm up the spine. Good. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll go ahead and switch sides. So your right hand will be down, left hand behind your head. We'll rotate to kiss our elbows together, feeling the spine warm up, rotate open, exhaling and inhaling in a rhythm that feels right for you. Each body that comes is going to be different, and that's like limb length, all the things. So each of these exercises, we all have a little bit of different setups as well, and all like something that's a little bit different, and that's okay. We don't need to be carbon copies of one another, especially when it comes to exercise. So just make sure through the class that you're doing what feels right for you and your body. You are the expert in your body, and spend time listening to it. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring our arms into a cactus position. We'll go ahead and close our hands and elbows together, tucking our tailbone under into this angry cat position, and then opening up. Again, finding the breath that feels right for you in this moment. So in today's class, we're going to have 2 different circuits with 2 exercises in each circuit, and we separate each circuit with a little bit of core work. Each circuit is going to be each exercise is about 60 seconds long. My goal for you is that you meet muscle failure in 60 seconds or less. Muscle failure means you either can't hold the pose or exercise anymore, or the velocity has changed, meaning your speed of the reps that you're doing has slowed down. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go ahead and do a long seated position to warm up our quads and hamstrings. You're going to bring your left heel in towards your butt, and then away, lift about an inch up, pulse that left leg up, slide the heel in, slide the heel out, pulse the leg up. Just warming up the hamstrings, the quads, a little bit of the core. Good. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we'll switch sides. Right heel slides in, out, and lifts. In, out, then lifts. It's our last bit of warm up before we start into our work. Good. One more time here. And then we're going to come to our backs. So I'll have you scoot down to the edge of the mat, or wherever you are, you're going to come down on your back. And from here, we're going to start talking about our first circuit, which is going to be our quads and hamstrings. We're going to start with a hamstring exercise. This is going to be a hamstring bridge. You're going to walk your heels out away from your butt. The further away your heels, the more hamstring you're going to get. You're going to think about tucking your pelvis under, digging your heels into the ground, and lifting your butt about 1 centimeter from the ground. From here, you can do a couple different things. You can either do little pulses up and down, where you keep that pelvic tilt and you're just pulsing your butt up and down, or you can think about just holding through the whole 60 seconds. So you can choose, you can pick your poison here. So I'm going to go ahead and reach my hands up to the ceiling so I can really feel my rib cage along the floor and breathe into that space. Inhale to prepare, exhale, go ahead and tuck the pelvis under, press those heels into the floor and lift up. And in this space, I'm going to do little mini pulses, feeling the work of the hamstrings. I'm actually going to adjust a little bit and take my heels a little bit further out so I can feel a little bit more hamstring work. Again, if we were all in a class together, we all might look a little bit different and do something a little bit different. We all don't have to look exactly like each other in our movements. Making sure you're keeping your breath flowing through the work. I'm really connecting to the idea of my rib cage expanding with each breath. Again, our goal is 60 seconds or less to meet muscle failure, which means you either can't do the reps cleanly anymore or the hold cleanly anymore, or your velocity is slowing down. So you can see my pulse is starting to slow down. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll flip to our hands and knees. We're going to move into turbo dog for our quads. So your shoulders will be over your wrists, your hips will be over your knees, tucking your toes under. You're actually going to send your pelvis back just halfway towards your heels. From here, you're going to inhale to prepare, exhale, hover your knees above the ground. You can hold here or you can pulse your butt up to the sky and then back down. With each lift, you do an exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. You're doing so good. You're going to feel those quads light up. I love turbo dog. I used to hate it, but I've grown an appreciation for it. Good. Just kind of settling the eyes so they're not darting around. The more the eyes dart around, the less grounded the nervous system feels. So we really want to settle our eyes into a specific space. We're going to come back to our hamstring bridge in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. We'll go ahead and lie on our backs again. And we're going to go ahead and take our heels away from our butt. This time you can do, I'm going to do a single leg hamstring bridge. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone under, reach my fingers to the sky. I'm going to lift my butt up. From here, I'm going to take my left heel. I'm going to tap it in and out so that I'm isolating my right hamstring. Breathing into back body, making sure my eyes are focused in on a specific spot. So my eyes aren't darting around to help my body feel grounded. You can either choose to continue with this, or if you prefer the double leg hamstring, please return to any variation of that double leg hamstring that we did the first round. Good. We're almost there. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come back to turbo dog. So we'll come back to our hands and knees. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Tuck your toes under. Send your butt back towards your heels. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to hover the knees above the ground. And when you're ready, you start your pulsing. You send your butt up to the ceiling and back down. Exhaling with each lift. Make sure the exhale matches the load. So I don't need you to be moving so much breath that you're going to get yourself dizzy, right? Meet yourself where you're at with your exhale. Ooh, that's a spicy quad burn. We just got back from our first round of holiday travels. So my energy is definitely low, and getting to the mat was definitely hard this morning. So if you were feeling that, you are not alone. It can be sometimes so hard to bring ourselves to the mat. So I'm proud of you all for being here. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come back down onto our back for our last round of hamstrings. We're going to be focusing in on that left hamstring. We're going to walk our heels away from our body, tuck our tailbone under, reach our fingers to the sky. If that felt right for you, you can also place them down by your side. You're going to lift your pelvis up away from the yoga mat. Then from here, I'm going to just tap my right heel out and in, feeling that left hamstring turn on. So that's the thing about movement. Though we might not be able to always specifically isolate muscles, we can definitely focus in on them and really make our movements intentional to specifically load muscles that we are intending. My hamstring burn is definitely taking some of my brain power. That's okay. But that's something that I think is so important about movement, is to ask yourself, what is the intention of this movement? And I actually do a lot of that thinking for you. So this is a specific hamstring exercise so that you don't have to do that thinking yourself. You can just get those muscles burning. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. We're going to come back to our last quad work. So we're going to come back to that turbo dog. Our shoulders are over our wrists. Our hips are over our knees. Our toes are tucked under. We're going to send our butt back a little bit. Inhale to prepare. Last time that we meet these quads, exhale to lift. Good. From here, we'll pulse the butt up and down if that feels right for you. Feeling those quads burn. Feeling them gain strength. Now, that burn is not always actual muscle fatigue and muscle failure. It's not always muscle failure. So we want to kind of get back past that fatigue and towards that muscle failure. So if you can kind of override that burn and see if you can hold a little bit longer. So a good test for that is if you bring your knees down and rest and then return to the exercise. If you can come back to that same velocity and speed in your pulse, you're probably more just at the burn versus the actual muscle failure. So that can be tough to identify, but something that you can work towards. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you can bring your knees down. Excellent. First circuit is done. We're going to move to our core work where we're going to do some oblique work. So you can either set yourself up we're going to set ourselves up on our left-hand side. You can stack your knees on top of one another. We can think about hugging that rib in and then lifting our hips up from the floor. You can either stay here, or if you would like to go into that full plank, you can straighten out your legs, place your feet in a way that feels comfortable for you. I like to have one foot in front of the other and lift up from there. I'm going to come into the full plank and I'm going to check in on the position of my body. Are my hips stacked on top of one another? Are my ribs hugged in? And then I actually like to quarter turn my trunk a little bit towards the yoga mat so I can really feel those obliques turn on. And I'm not sinking into that left shoulder. We're just going to hold this. Don't forget to breathe. Steady your gaze. Focus your mind. Focus in on your breath. Close your eyes if it feels right for you. I'm going to hug the edge of the yoga mat with my hand to help me feel a little bit more grounded. Doing so good. We'll be for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we'll switch sides. We'll come to the right hand side. Right shoulder is over right elbow. You can come with your knees stacked or straighten out both legs. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to hug and lift your ribs up. Checking in that my hips are stacked. My trunk is quarter turned in front of me. My right ribs is hugged in. For my shoulder, I actually like to not have my arm straight in front of me, but kind of quarter turn my hand or do a 45-degree rotation with my shoulder so that my hand is more towards the corner of the yoga mat. Then I like to grip the yoga mat to help my mind, to trick my mind into feeling more grounded and strong. But that shoulder position, just pick a position that feels right in the shoulder, where you feel more stable. It doesn't have to be straight out in front of you. Good. We'll be here for a little bit longer. You're doing so good. All right, we'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Core is done. We are just speeding through this. All right, we have our last round. We're going to start with triceps. So it's going to be triceps and upper back. For our triceps, we'll come to our hands and knees position. We're going to walk our hands out just a little bit in front of us and then place our elbows down. So you could stay in this position. If you want it to be a little harder, you can send your shoulders over your wrists. From here, you're going to inhale to prepare, exhale to push into your hands, lifting your elbows away. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Feeling the work of the triceps. Breathing with intention. Steadying your gaze, steadying your mind. So when I'm recording this is during the holiday season, right before the new year. There's going to be so many different fitness challenges, so many different diet challenges. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll come out of that position and we're going to come to our cobra pulse. So I'm going to have you come down to your belly. Your feet are going to come to the corners of the yoga mat. So your legs are in like a V position. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. You're going to lift your chest up just a centimeter or so from the ground. From here, you're going to lift your palms up. You can stay here and pulse, so shoulder blades together. Or if you would like, you can reach your arms up above. My thumbs are towards the ceiling. Inhaling down, exhaling up. If that feels right for your shoulders, great. If it feels better to have the palms down, great. Whatever feels right for you and your body. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of new fitness challenges, a ton of that. And I just invite you to ask the question, what does health mean to you? And that question, if I asked 10 different people, we could have 10 different answers. So before you start aggressive challenges and challenges that are, just for the wrong reasons, just take a second and ask yourself, what is health? And what does health mean to you? And how does what I'm doing for my body nourish that goal of health? Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come up. We can move to a single arm side lying tricep push-up. You're going to lie on your left hand side. Your knees will be stacked on top of each other. Your left hand hugs your ribs. Right hand is in front of your heart, a little bit in front of it. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to push up. You can do this or return to the double arm tricep push-up. This is really going to isolate that right tricep. If you want, you can take that top leg long, which I kind of feel like I want in my body today. And then make sure that hand is relatively close to the chest. I like to say it's about probably a couple inches away from my chest. If it's really far away from the chest, you'll feel a lot of work in the chest, which is not the intention of the movement. The movement intention is your tricep. Ooh, feel that tricep burn. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, I'm slowing down. 3, 2, and 1. We'll come back to our cobra pose. We'll come to our belly. Our feet will go to the corners of the yoga mat. We'll lift about a couple inches from the ground. From here, we'll lift our palms up. We can pulse our shoulder blades here, or we can reach them above our heads. Inhaling down, exhaling up. My thumbs are going to point towards the ceiling. You can keep your thumbs there, or you can have your palms facing the floor, whatever feels better for your shoulders. My neck is long, my jaw is calm. If you're having a hard time relaxing the jaw, you can cluck or say ma, ma, ma. So whatever helps you let go of any clenching in your jaw. Settling your gaze, settling your mind. Settling your breath. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. We're going to come over to our right hand side for a sideline tricep. Again, you can come back to that hands and knees tricep push-up, or you can come to this sideline push-up. I'll be on my right side. My right hand is hugging my ribs. Left hand is in front of my heart, a little bit out in front. Inhale to prepare, exhale to push. And you can adjust that hand as needed. Once you place it down, it doesn't have to stay glued there. I'm going to go ahead and straighten my top leg. You're welcome to straighten your top leg or stack your knees on top of one another, whatever feels better for your body. This is our last round of triceps. We are almost done. We are just blasting through this movement series. I love it. You can see me starting to slow down a little bit. This is what that muscle failure looks like when we're really kind of stuck at the bottom and having a hard time pushing up. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll come to our cobra pose. Our cobra pulsing, we're gonna come down to our bellies. Feet are at the corners of the yoga mat. Neck is long. I'm gonna lift my chest up away from the floor, hands up away from the floor. Inhale to prepare, exhale to reach. And again, I hope you're choosing the movement option that feels best for you and your body, whether that's just pulsing your scapula together or doing the full reach above the head, working on that upper back, shoulders, neck is long, jaw is calm. Eyes are steady. We're almost there. It's our last amount of work. And then we'll come to resting pose, or to our cool down. I'm already thinking about the resting pose. We're going to come to our cool down. Good. We'll be here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The work is done. Nice job. We're going to come up to hands and knees, and we'll start with thread the needle. So I'm going to take my right arm and thread it underneath my left, and then I'll just rest here for a moment. I'm just going to breathe into this space, allowing my body to settle, feeling my ribs expand to my breath. Good. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch sides. Resting down here in this space, allowing your body a chance to settle. Feel the breath settle. You've done the work. I love checking in with how I feel after I've moved. So in the beginning, I was feeling pretty icky and blah about doing the movement. And now that I'm done, I feel more positive energy. I just feel a little bit more alive. We'll come out of this position and we're going to come down onto our backs. And I'm going to take my right leg and hold it with my hands. I'm going to flex and extend my knee, feeling that nice stretch of the hamstring and a little bit of mobility of the knee and the quad. Settling my breath, settling my mind. Good. We'll switch sides in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do a little yogi kick on the left-hand side. Feel the hamstring stretch and the quad and knee mobility. Good. And then we'll go ahead and plant our feet about mat distance apart in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to plant our feet mat distance apart and we'll rock our knees from side to side. I'm going to bring my hands into a cactus position, feeling my chest open. And we'll come to our final resting position in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reaching your hands above your head, letting your arms fall where they may, reaching your legs out long, closing your eyes, settling your breath, let out and exhale with a sigh. Listening to the sound of my voice to bring you out, but allowing yourself a moment of calm before we enter back into the world. From here, we'll start to wiggle our toes and our fingers. You can do arm circles, ankle circles, bringing yourself back, rolling onto our side and opening our eyes when we feel ready. Coming up to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember that you are enough, you are doing enough, and I'll see you next time.